Hey guys, Travel Fury here, and guess what? I'm here in my room. Okay, so you may wonder why I am wearing mask. So we already know about the crisis that we are in, the COVID-19 virus. Okay, it all started in Wuhan on December 2019, and it spread to a lot of countries, especially those hard-hitting countries such as Italy, Iran, South Korea, Germany, France, and so on, especially here in the Philippines. Of course, well, we have an increased number of cases here in the Philippines. Initially, we only have 3 cases and 1 death, weeks ago, and then there, and then a few weeks later, we have no new cases until such time there are new cases. The fifth one, of course, this is the first ever case in which he has no travel history. We don't know where did he get the virus, and also his wife is also the sixth case. Unfortunately, both of them have passed away due to the virus. Okay. And to summarize, guys, of course, we have 140 cases, okay? From 111 to 140, and with 12 deaths already here in the Philippines. Okay, and of course, we are already in lockdown. Metro Manila is the first city that is under lockdown. And, well, of course, there are so many cases in the National Capital Region and other provinces. Okay, so it's really hard for us to be in the lockdown or quarantine period. Okay, our president, of course, he only mentioned lockdown, but it's not really lockdown, because we could still get out. We could still get out and work, okay, like we used to, but we had to do social distancing, and of course the mass gatherings are suspended, especially schools, and the malls will be ordered to close very soon. Okay, so that we will know if we could contain the virus, and the community quarantine will only last for a month. Okay, so well, for me, well, I think this measure right here, of course, this is to control the virus here in the Philippines. Okay, so as you can see right now here in my home, of course, I want to tell you guys that I'm on a voluntary self quarantine. Okay, so I'm already on my first day of quarantine. Okay, I would like to share the reason, of course, because guys, my cousin who is on Clark, Pampanga. Okay, he was there for his on the job training of his veterinary course. Okay, and he was our neighbor and my first cousin. And before the lockdown occurred, well, I think he went, he traveled. He traveled from Clark to our city here. Okay, the Bacolod city, the city of smiles. Okay, because right now, near Clark, of course, there are confirmed cases there. 3 confirmed cases in Pampanga, which includes already Clark. So, initially, guys, those provinces, especially Cebu, Davao, etc., they initially banned flights to and from Manila, but right now they are including Clark. Okay, because because during before the quarantine period began, some of those people that I've seen in the news or social media, they are they are they're escaping. They're escaping the national capital region, going to the other provinces. Okay, and so likely, those people like, okay, we cannot book in Naiya, but we we have the option to go to Clark. So before the quarantine period, of course, they traveled to Clark by bus or private car van, so that they could catch up a plane going to their hometowns. Okay, while the others, they choose to stay in Manila, because they don't want to infect their loved ones. But I understand also that others need to go home because they cannot afford the rent. They cannot afford, they're running out of money trying to live there for a month in Manila, just for, because of the lockdown or the community quarantine. But I understand that, okay, but well, we have to stand united, guys, okay? So when he got home, I think it was like in the weekend. Saturday I was still out there malling and hanging out with my friends. Okay, that was March 14th, and I got home here around around 10:30 in the evening. Okay, and we chit-chatted about the virus. All right, and I slept late. I woke up late around 12 noon. Okay, on March 15th. And when I got down from my room, of course, I want to eat my brunch, and I just realized that suddenly they're talking about my mother visiting our neighbor, who is already considered as a person under monitoring. Patient under monitoring. Okay, so when it comes to patient under monitoring, he doesn't have symptoms yet, but he was coming from that infected area, traveling here to Bacolod City, and he was ordered to stay at home for 14 days to do a mandatory quarantine. But the thing is, guys, my mom didn't know. So she visited our neighbor, and then they told her that they should stay away because their child, of course, is under home quarantine. And right now, I think hours ago, he has fever symptoms. He now has fever. Okay. So no doubt that my mom was. I think she was exposed right there, like she was touching something right there. Okay, and when we eat lunch together, my dad told me about that. Told me about my mom that she was exposed. So she exposed all of us right here. Okay, so that's why I was supposed to go out with my best friend, and I was supposed to meet with some of my friends to eat, in a food truck, in a brand new food truck right there in near the lagoon. Unfortunately, my dad was so concerned that he just wanted me to stay put for 14 days because he doesn't want me to spread it. Like, okay, I it's like, okay, I was confident that I don't have the virus, but now nobody's exempted. Okay, like, yeah, even a little conversation, of course, a little touch coming from somebody who is in an infected area, of course, nobody's exempted. So I might be suspected of that. So so here I am, guys, in my room. I will be staying here. I'm not gonna go out for 2 weeks. Okay, because I don't want to spread it. Potentially spread it. Right now, I'm trying to what you call this, trying to monitor my health on a day-to-day basis. So I started to check my temperature earlier. So it was around 36.4. Okay, because the incubation will be up to 14 days. So as of now, there are times that I'm coughing. There are times only. But I'm still observing myself if from time to time, that once I have fever, of course, that could be that could be a common symptom for the COVID-19, because when I read something on Facebook, guys, if I have fever, like if it goes high to 38, of course I should call the Department of Health hotline immediately here. Okay, so that they could assist me further, or or any of my family members. Especially my mom, who is the first one who is exposed, and our neighbor who is patient under monitoring. There's a difference between the patient under monitoring and the patient under investigation. Okay, so, but I just don't know. My cousin has a fever, but there are other symptoms that we need to check. Okay, and of course, guys, one thing for me to boost my immune system, of course, it's really important that we should boost our immune system while we are like potentially infected with COVID-19. Okay, so I'm not going to advertise. I'm not going to advertise something like that. I don't want to be a salesman, but I boost my immune system with some vitamins, because I have taken vitamins for like 5 years already, and these are the vitamins that I'm taking. You can see right here. If you're familiar with the brand, of course, the vitamins and minerals. So I'm taking this every day, and this is the fish oil. Okay, for these are my combos. All right, but it's really important for me to boost my immune system with vitamins. No matter what vitamins, no matter what brand it is, guys. Of course, it's important that you need to boost your immune system. All right. Not just boosting your immune system, then make sure that your cells are protected. Your cells are protected from free radicals. Because study shows that the cells are the embodiment of our life. If it's not protected by micronutrients, by the high level, by the optimal level of micronutrients, of course, we would be really vulnerable, especially in our immune system. We would be vulnerable to something worse later on, degenerative diseases. Okay, because experts say that if we want to beat the COVID-19, one of the key secrets is to boost our immune system by taking vitamins, of course. And of course, you need to eat lots of fruits and vegetables, and of course a little bit of exercise, something like that, physical activity. But it's like me, when I just roam around at home, trying to walk around. Okay, especially in my room here. And of course, I've stocked some alcohol, like this one right here. Like weeks ago, I've already bought some alcohol, and other necessities that I really need for the next 2 weeks. Okay, so wow, this COVID-19, guys, of course, it really ruined our like what we do every day. Our travel dreams are ruined because of COVID-19, but I truly believe, guys, that we can overcome this, and it will eventually go away, because COVID-19 will be defeated for sure. Just like in Macau, guys. In Macau, people are very disciplined. When there is a case of COVID-19, people are, like they are cooperating with the government, and because of that, with their full cooperation with the government, total lockdown, and Macau is now COVID-19 free. So if they can do it, we can do it as well. The government the other front lines, guys, they're doing their part already. They're doing their part already to let us know how we defeat the virus. However, as the final pieces of the puzzle, of course, we cannot defeat the virus if we don't do our part. Okay. So how do we do that? We have to learn how to do social distancing. Of course, limiting yourself from going out for a while during the community quarantine period. Of course, avoid mass gatherings, and of course, most importantly, proper hygiene. Okay. And also, of course, when you cough, when you sneeze or so, you have to cover it either with mask or with your sleeve, and wash it immediately. Wash and disinfect it immediately. And of course, here at home, you just have to regularly disinfect your home. Okay, just like me, of course, I disinfect my room every single day. Okay, so now that the day one has passed, of course, I will be taking this day by day. Of course, even though that my channel is more on travel, but this is way more important right now, especially because this also covers, some kind of travel. Okay, because a lot of people are affected with COVID-19 through, traveling, of course. So it's time for us to get educated, on how to defeat this virus. And I would like to give you some updates, guys, on how I've been doing in my first 2 weeks of voluntarily self-quarantine. Despite that, despite of what happened earlier, with my mom. Well, to be honest, nobody's exempted because, just a single droplet or so, I would get exposed. Well, I could be infected. Okay. So I just, right now, I have to figure it out. I have to figure out how am I going to deal with being quarantined here for 2 weeks. Okay. So for me, it's just 2 weeks, guys. 2 weeks too, because it's more important. It's more important for me not to totally spread the virus to others. Okay, because right now, since I'm because my mom was exposed earlier, and then the whole family was exposed, especially me, of course. We have to take extra precaution just for the safety of the other citizens here. Of course, we have to voluntarily self-quarantine ourselves. Okay. Right now, our neighbor, of course, they have closed their store, and quarantined themselves for 2 weeks. So we have to sacrifice, but it's just a temporary sacrifice for a better future, because we can defeat the virus. And if we want to travel again, if we want to return things to normal, and if we want to travel normally as it is, like, okay, we have some kind of travel destinations for this month, for this year. We have, what is our dream destination? Oh, sorry. I just kicked the the ring light. Well, sometimes we're excited about that, of course, but right now we have to fight this virus together. Okay, the whole world, we should fight this virus together. We should stand united. All right, we should forget about what conflicts do we have in the past. We should forget about the tensions that we have in the past. No matter if it's individual to individual, company to company, country to country. Of course, we have to set aside that, okay? Because we have a common enemy. We have a common enemy, which is the COVID-19. Okay, so I'm gonna do my best, guys, to to do a vlog every day about my status, during this quarantine, this voluntarily self-quarantine guy right here. Okay, so I'm trying myself to be productive, trying myself to find some ways how not to get bored right here in the zone, in our home. Okay, so for those of you guys who are watching and also feeling the effects of the COVID-19, guys, we're with you, and we know how you feel. Okay, we know how you feel, because we all felt the same way. We should stand united. Okay. Wow. This is an opportunity for you guys, because I believe that in every situation there is always a positive side, and we have to find that. Okay. So, well, this is something that I've never experienced before, like staying my home for 2 straight weeks without getting out. But I'm going to update you guys, like, okay, I'm having this kind of symptom or so. But I just hope, guys, that my cousin, my neighbors will be tested negative. Okay, I just pray that they'll be having negative results. Alright, so thank you so much for tuning into my video. Okay, and at least I have updated you guys about my status right now. Okay, especially the crisis that we have, the COVID-19 virus. Okay, and also feel free to share this to your friends out there, especially those who are travelers out there who are stuck because of the lockdowns. Okay, and speaking of lockdowns, we're also in a general community quarantine until April 14th, and other LGUs or local government units are following suit. Okay, so for more updates, guys, whether travel or the status of the COVID-19 right now, of course, just subscribe to my channel so that you can stay notified on what is going on, everything around here, the travel experiences, of course, the effects of COVID-19 right now. And also you can follow my official social media channels that are here on my YouTube description. So once again, thank you so much. My name is Jeff, aka Travel Fury, and see you on my next video.